Hey everybody, it's Atheist for the Cause here, and I wanted to talk about. I find it quite disturbing about how, big companies like Reddit and then you go in the financial, that's on the speech aspect, Twitter, social media, in general, Facebook, YouTube, those types of social media. And then on the other side, you have like financial organizations. So YouTube is starting to dabble in that, but you have things like Patreon and PayPal. But the thing is, you don't actually have a lot of major companies on either side. There's basically very few companies that control most of the speech, most of the ability to transfer money, and online, easily. So I th- I think we should heavily consider, given that how many people have had their free speech removed, ability removed, their ability to transfer money removed. We should consider passing laws that ban these companies from freezing assets and shutting down accounts, from banning people from talking and things like that. And this is quite a actually controversial opinion, but I've thought about it quite a bit, and I'd like to hear what you guys think because it could definitely go wrong. But at the same time, I mean, um, online presence is so important in today's world. Like in the past, if you could just go out and protest, and there was already a medium because all you had to do was go outside and talk or yell. But now you actually have to like access the internet, and I mean you still have you can go outside and that type of medium, but more and more people have access to the internet, and that's the main way of communication, to go online and discuss these issues. And if we start getting these companies that are ideologically biased, where they completely ban, or maybe not completely, but they definitely selectively ban, for instance, the right over the left, that's a big problem, especially when, we pretty much already have that with Twitter, YouTube, and all of them, because they're pretty much all left leaning. And like Laura, and then you go on like Patreon and stuff, and there are only a few companies that you can transfer money through online, and you know the, and connect them to like social media accounts and stuff. And you have Patreon is one of those main ones, but now that Patreon shut down, say Laura Southern, well, where's she gonna go? I mean, PayPal. Okay, then what happens when PayPal shuts her down? Um, then I mean, now she created her own thing, but not everybody has the ability, and isn't, not everybody is backed by a media company to just create a new one. So this is a very troubling issue to me, and I think that there's a difference in free speech where we've gone from all you have to do is talk to now you actually have to access a medium, and people control that medium and are preventing certain ideas from and certain sides from talking. And this is actually a huge issue for democracy, because if say the left gains complete control over all social media, well then just imagine the propaganda that could be spewed to favor certain candidates and things like that. And basically our politicians could it may be that money is less important than getting an endorsement of social media companies. I mean, and if you think about that, that's pretty scary because what's worse than money in politics? A few companies that control social media completely controlling politics? That's a lot more scary, in my opinion. And and I'm someone who sees money in politics as a problem. Now, ironically, I use Laura Southern as an example, and she's a pretty hardcore libertarian, and so she's all for, you know, the rights of businesses to do what they want, and but she's feeling the impact of how, overnight a business can completely take away your entire income pretty much. And I don't think that business should be able to do that. So, anyways, this is an interesting issue, and it would be interesting how it would impact other industries. But I do think there's a difference between companies that provide a product or service in general, and then companies that provide a ability to speak online, or the service of allowing people to speak online, or the service to allow people to transfer money and things like that. I think that's a little different than, say, a company that makes wedding cakes or something like that. Although I will say on the wedding cake issue, to kind of go on a side rant, is I have this idea that I think may be a good middle ground, where if, say, so a gay couple, say they're getting married and they want a wedding cake from a company, I think that the company should have the right to refuse, as long as there's another company in the area that can provide the service. And if there's no other company in the area that can provide the service, then they should be obligated to. And the company themselves could offer suggestions on where else they could go. I think that's a happy medium, because then, in this instance, the gay couple, they can still go somewhere and get their cake. But at the same time, if there is no other place to go, they're not denied a service entirely. So, just something to think about. And let me know what you guys think about these ideas, especially on, say, the Reddits of the world, the social media companies of the world, and I don't know what you call them, the money transfer companies. So I'll talk to you guys later, and I think this is a really important issue that people need to start talking more about, because this is really essential to our democracy, in my opinion. So have a good one.